Good afternoon, commodities traders. Today we will be looking at natural gas and UNG, which is a tradable ticker for natural gas. Oil, leverage, and cold is also leverage, and as well we'll be looking at gold and silver. So we'll be looking at the resistance and support, as well as the most likely scenario where the price is going to be heading, and we'll be looking at price action as well, because all indicators are derived from price action itself, and so that's the most important thing. As well as you guys are looking at stock market videos where we look at QQQ, S&P 500, as well as the 7 mega cap tech stocks. Go to my previous videos because I'm uploading both of them now, and check that out. I'll put the link somewhere here, and as well as for the timestamps, you should feel free to click below the timestamp depending on if you want to jump to any of those tickers or stocks. So right now for natural gas, we are looking at this broadening wedge overall as a big picture for our support and resistance. So you can see it's been acting as resistance here, resistance, 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 and resistance. So it's been rejecting from the 5 times, and support as well. You can see all these bounces is close to 5 times, and we bounced it off of here as well recently. And we were mentioning this over the weekend where we have held this level as well again. And so that is the very clear on the overall big picture we're looking at for the trajectory of natural gas. But on the smaller time frame, let's take a look at what's going on here. And so on the smaller time frame, we go to the hourly. Actually, let's take a look at the daily first. So daily is on a daily downtrend over here. So you can see this daily downtrend still intact, but we did bounce back above 2.66. But the problem is that we close all the way down here. So that's my concern. If we had held this level and close to around this 2.62 and 2.66 level, then that's a good sign for the bulls. But tapped up and pretty much closed pretty much low of its day. And we did fill the entire gap and bounce a little bit, but still not looking that great for the bulls. So essentially, we gapped up and sold off all day, filled the gap, and bounced. But the bounce is not that big because we also close those bounce. And now the problem is that the faster the bears fill the gap, that means the weaker the bulls is. So let's say today it dropped and it didn't fill the gap and it bounced. That means the bulls are still stronger than the bears. But today it filled the entire gap and with a weak bounce. So what's the most likely scenario going forward? Now, even though we did confirm a hourly uptrend here, over the weekend I was talking about where this double bottom held, which is good, and we need to break above this high to confirm a hourly uptrend. So we did, and now we are looking at is this prior resistance zone, right? So you can see this is prior resistance, right? Where we say we need to break above that. Going to act as support now. So we bounce off of it, but can the bulls play offense here? If we do break below this support zone right there, which was acting as prior resistance, now acting as support, which is good, right? This is what we want to see as a bull. We want to see it bounce off of this prior resistance zone, now acting as support. At the moment, we didn't get big enough bounce. You guys know how I talk about the size of the bounce is very important for trend changes. This bounce wasn't that big, and we give by half of it. So it's still be anybody's gain here. Bears can just give us one red candle, and we're back below this zone, right? But right now we don't have that information yet, so we can say so far the bulls bounce off of that zone, and that's what the bulls want to see. And we just ran out of time at the end of the day, so we don't have enough information yet until market opens again tomorrow, or the futures open. So this is all we can say currently, that this held is a good sign on the hourly, and I want to see bulls play offense to come back above to test this 2.62 zone. You can see 2.62 is strong resistance as well, and if we can do that, then we will likely look back at 2.62 and 2.66. If that happens, then we're looking at this wedge. Just pop out this zone, resistance, resistance, and support. So now it's going to act as resistance. So we can come up to that mirror looking line. Boom. yeah, a lot today, especially that huge gap up and then just give it all back. But slight sliver of hope from the bulls was this the gap fill support did bounce, and we'll see if it can hold tomorrow. Actually, yeah. UNG, so it's a tradable ticker for net gas. Same thing. So it pretty much follows net gas, and we had a huge gap up as well, and now we filled the gap, but this barely bounced. You can zoom into the hourly, and we pretty much closed at the low of stay. So we can still call this a hourly bear flag, actually. So from the top of the move to the bottom of the move, this is an hourly bear flag as long as we don't get over 0.382. It's an hourly bear flag. And if we do break below today's low, as a confirmed hourly bear flag. You can measure it from the market open as well versus the pre-market is still an hourly bear flag because still can't get over 0.382. So yeah, so I want to see bulls negate it, come back above 0.382, which is 6.93, and then bounce above that to negate that bear flag. And if it confirms, break today's low, that's a confirmed bear flag. And probably gonna get more follow through if it confirms. Given the recent weak price action of natural gas, if this bear flag confirms, we're probably gonna first test 6.78, then the 6.63. Because even the longer time frame charts are favoring bears, right? You can see this daily downtrend over here. Even though we came back up to the pivots, it's still now it's a neutral trend, but the prior trend is a downtrend. So if we do come back down here, it's probably going to favor the bears a little bit more, given the longer term sentiment at the moment. And BOIL is just 2x leverage on the long side where you don't want to chart it. If you buy BOIL, you just chart UNG. And if UNG breaks support, BOIL would also have broken support. And you can see down 2.3% because today we are down. Supposed to be exactly 2, but sometimes it's a little bit off because of the leverage and the rebalancing and all that kind of stuff. But so you can see 1.78. So this would have gone up 4% on Friday. If you're on the short side, you buy this KOLD, which is a 2x leverage on the short side, and you'll be up today as well. Yeah, don't chart these two because they're leverage charts. Never chart leverage charts for anything. Charts the original 1x chart. So gold, we are looking at a decent bounce of gold trying to shape up its daily uptrend. So they did actually. So you can see this is the higher low pivot set, meaning this low of that rectangle, see right there, is lower than the prior pivot set. So 1 inch in a move, pivot now set, broke above the prior high there. So that's daily uptrend confirmed with no follow through because we broke above that and came back below it and close up below it. It's not game over yet. Not game over for the bulls. Just lacking follow through today. Broke above here. You see when we broke above that daily uptrend. You see that volume is coming right from the bulls. We broke above this level right there, meaning that's a daily uptrend confirm, and we came right back to it. But it's not game over for the bulls because we ran out of time. End of the day, if let's say we had another couple hours, this could have bounced, which it did bounce here. This could have just shaped up and went higher, right? Anybody could say anything could happen here. We gave bulls a benefit of the doubt because they actually bounced, held prior support. So now we'll see if tomorrow they actually will follow through or not. And if they don't follow through tomorrow, then we can safely say it's a daily outtrend confirm, lacking follow through. And let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar is always a headwind for metals. And we can start to see dollars are starting to be a little bit weaker, and which is good for the metals such as gold, silver. Yeah, so today it's a slight red day for the dollar, which made gold bounce, had a V shape in the morning. So if the dollar comes, which rejected this level first, 104, come back down, retest this 103.5, it can it very likely bounce here initially when we come down and test that level, and then Nobody knows after that if it's going to reject it again or not. But when it comes down to this level, it'll likely bounce initially first. So we'll see if the dollar continues to be weak, and which would be a good sign for you guys metal bulls. At the moment, the hourly trend is still slightly intact, but I was call it a downtrend. Initial move, big enough bounce. Now broke below this low, so it hit lower low. So that's an hourly downtrend confirmed, but not a lot of follow through. You can see we bounced again. Essentially a triple bottom here. So that's the level where dollar bears want to break and confirm some follow through. If not, then he'll probably come back up to test this 104. Right. So let's take a look at silver. So silver has been a lot stronger. And remember talking about this 2 weeks ago. Where is this? Or last week? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, last week. Where it's relative strength, and it will likely bounce a lot harder when gold bounces. So essentially that's what we got. And we have formed this Friday's low is our pivot now set. Now we want to confirm a daily uptrend by breaking this quadruple top right there. We'll see if that happens. If that happens, we're coming back to 24.67, which is the strong resistance, as well as this downtrending resistance in the same area. So we're very likely to get a rejection initially, and then we'll see how the bulls hold up from that rejection. Yep. All right. That's all I got for you guys. And yeah, make sure to check out the stock market video if you guys are looking at stock markets. And feel free to comment below if you guys got any questions. And feel free to subscribe or like and share. Always appreciated. If you guys made it this far or anything. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more updates. And have a great rest of you guys' day or week.